In this video I'm gonna show you how to create the intro clip from the Magnates Media Zoom video. Get the project files from the description and let's go.
Skype launched nearly a decade before Zoom, so why does everyone use Zoom now instead?
We're gonna edit with 60 FPS. As always, drag a Fusion comp to the timeline and change the clip duration to 10 seconds for now. Then hop on to Fusion. Let's start off by getting a background node. You can open the toolbar by pressing Shift and space. So then get a background node and connect it to the media out. Change the background node color to dark red. Then get another background node and merge it right here. This one you wanna make bright red. Then get a ellipse mask right here or from the toolbar, whatever you like, and bump up the soft edge, something around here. Then let's shape it like this. So I'm gonna increase the soft edge all the way to the max. Something like this is good. Then you wanna add a vignette and set the operating mode to advanced. Then increase the softness and increase these values to something like this. You can pause the video and copy these settings or make your own. Then we're gonna add the image of the Skype founder. So I've removed the background from the image. So I merge it right here. You can put these nodes in the viewer by selecting the node and hitting 2 or 1, or then just dragging it to the viewer. Then add a transform node. I scale him down and set him right here. Then you wanna get a rectangle mask. And I'm gonna deactivate this for now so I can shape it well. Then I activate it, and you wanna bump up the soft edge, so there's this fade effect. And from the merge node, set the apply mode to overlay, so you can just type over, and it comes here. Go over to the second background node, and I'm not gonna keep this so bright. Something like this maybe, or maybe a little more dark. Then bring up the tool menu and get a text node, text plus, and merge it right here. Now I put the media out to the viewer. And now you wanna type 2003 and set the bold to extra bold and decrease the size. Actually, maybe I'm gonna keep it bold. And then we're gonna keyframe the years. So go to frame 89 and set the keyframe. Go one frame forward and type 2004. Then move to a frame 94 and type 2005. Then 2 frames forward, 2006. Then frame 100, 2007, 104, 2008, 110, 9, 120, and 2010, and then 138, and finally 2011. Then you wanna add a zoom blur and increase the center exclusion just a little, and then the zoom amount. Okay, so actually from the text, set it to extra bold, it just looks way better. Then you wanna add a glow node right here and decrease it a little bit so it's not so harsh. And then from the merge node, set the apply mode to overlay, so it takes this color from the background node. Then I have this fog overlay or smoke overlay, whatever, which is right here. You wanna merge it and get a transform node, and we're gonna scale it much so it covers much, okay? Then add a time speed node and just decrease the speed a little bit to about half. And then from the merge node, set the apply mode to screen. And from the merge node, you can decrease the blend a little. Let's move on. Then we're gonna create a desk. So I have this image of this wooden desk. Get a transform node again and just bring it up a little, somewhere around here. Then you wanna get a color corrector node. And with the color corrector, we're gonna make the image look more mysterious. Usually every time you're using color corrector node with these transparent images, go to the options tab and tick this box. Let's decrease the contrast a little bit. Then the gain. Something like this. Then also the lift. Somewhere around here, okay. Then the gamma and brightness. So Okay, so now this looks way better. Then get a new background node and this time set the alpha all the way 0, because this is gonna work as a canvas. Then you can merge it right here and take this old image of this old monitor, it's here, and merge it to the background node like this. And I'm gonna add a luma here to the monitor and set it to here. I set it to the viewer and okay, we're gonna invert it and then we're gonna adjust these settings. Little bit blur and then let's increase the contrast / expand. So okay, this is pretty nice. You can play around with these settings if you have a different image. I'd say this is pretty good. Then get a transform node. We're gonna use a lot of transform node here. I put the media out to the viewer and from the transform node, just scale the monitor down and position it somewhere around here. To the left side of the desk. Then you wanna get a new color corrector node right here. And tick this box from the options tab. And then we're gonna decrease the gain a little. Lift. Gamma. Well, this is looking nice now. Then we need the screen. So get a background node and set the color to white. Then just merge it after the color corrector node right here. Then add a polygon mask to the background node. And from the polygon mask, you wanna shape it so it covers the screen of this monitor. So you need only 4 points. You can make it you can use more points if you want to make it more specific, but I think this is gonna do it for now. I'm selecting the polygon mask and creating one right here. Same thing actually down here. Then you wanna get this red Skype logo, merge it right here, and then get a transform node, and then scale it down and position it onto the middle of the computer screen. So then you wanna add a duplicate node and set the copies to 5, so we get 5 computers. And then from the center X parameter, start dragging it right, and you got 5 computers. You can hold Control down while moving the slider, so it goes slower. And then add a drop shadow node, adjust these settings, distance. Okay, now I'm gonna create that underlay back. Rename it to Skype scene and set it to orange. You wanna copy paste these nodes from the beginning, and yeah, just copy paste them here. And I sort this out, so this background node is here, merge node here, vignette right here, the ellipse and the other background here. I put the vignette in the viewer now. So the first background, you wanna change, don't touch this slider here, but just change the color to blue. Something around this. Then take the second background node and change it to blue also. Okay. Then get an image of the zoom founder and merge it to the vignette. Then I put the merge to the viewer and okay. I get a transform node. I scaled him down a little bit and position somewhere around here. Then the same thing, get a rectangle mask. You wanna set the soft edge pretty high. And then position the mask somewhere around here. So there's the needs fade effect. Then you wanna copy paste these 3 node trees, the text, the smoke overlay and the desk. So just copy paste these 3 node trees and get them here. I'm gonna disconnect these from each other. Then first the text node tree. You wanna connect this merge node to this merge node. And I'm gonna sort these nodes out like this. Then the smoke. So get the merge node here and connect it right here. And then lastly, there is the desk. Okay. Actually, go over to the second background node. We're gonna make it darker. I forgot to do one thing. Here is the zoom founder. So go over to the merge node and set it to overlay. Okay, I actually scale him up a little bit. And adjust the mask like this. Alright, then we're gonna create the laptops. Pretty similar process which we did here, but just different images. So first create a new background node and set the alpha to 0. And then you wanna merge it to this merge node and set the merge node here. Then get a image of the laptop and connect it to the background node, or I mean merge it to the background node. So take the output and connect it to the output of the background node, so it creates a merge node. Create a transform node after the laptop. I'm gonna put this to the merge node for now. And then decrease the size of the laptop from the transform node and position it on the table. Then create a color corrector node after this merge node here. Then tick this pre-divide / post multiply. Decrease the gain, lift, and the gamma just a little bit. Alright. Then create another background and set it to white. This is gonna be the screen of the laptop. Then you wanna merge it to the color corrector node. Then create a polygon mask and shape it to the shape of the laptop screen. I'm gonna disconnect the color corrector node for now, so I can see it. Okay, now I see the corners way better. Now I activated this again. From the media pool, get this zoom logo, this old one, and merge it to this background node here. Then create a transform node or move it from the merge node. I'm gonna use a transform node. I'm gonna scale it down and set the logo to the middle of the laptop. And then finally, I create a duplicate node after this final merge node here. And I set the copies to 5 again, and then slide this center parameter to the right. So now there's the laptops. Okay. And if they don't fit, just decrease the size of the laptops and the screens. And then finally merge this merge node to this merge node here. Then I'm gonna highlight this whole structure and create a underlay. I'm gonna name it to the zoom underscore scene. And I'm gonna set the color to not teal but navy. And then the transition. So we're gonna create it to this mask input of the final merge node. I forgot to bring this transition in the beginning. The important thing is go to this global in / out, set it to 101. Then get a time speed node and connect the overlay to the time speed. Just set the speed to 2. Then I get a transform node, then connect the time speed to the transform node, and as you can see, the ink doesn't go all the way to the end, so we're gonna need to scale the image up and set it to here. Then get a bitmap node. This is the final node of the transition, and you wanna set the channel to luminance, otherwise it won't work, and then invert it. Then connect the output of the bitmap node to the mask input of this merge node. Then go over to this merge node and go to frame 100. Then set the blends to the 0 and keyframe it. Go 1 frame forward and set it to 1. Okay, so now here is the transition. And we're gonna do some small adjustments. For example, the Skype founder. Let's make him bigger and position him here. Same the Zoom founder right here. Okay, then I increase the size of this text. And remember to change the size from both text nodes. Then I increase the time speed to 2.3. Then we're gonna create the timeline. So create a background node right here and set the alpha to 0. Then go to the image tab and untick this auto resolution and set the pixel aspect X value from 1 to 5. Then get a paint node. Come up here and select this path option. Then create one point here. Then hold shift from your keyboard and create another point here. That way the line is going to be straight. Then from brush controls, set the brush shape to this square. Then decrease the size so it's just a thin line. Then copy this background node right here and create another paint node. And then select this path option. And before we do anything, you wanna merge this here and actually put the merge to the viewer so we can see this horizontal line. Then select the paint tool and create a line like this. Remember to press shift. Then from brush controls, change the brush shape to square and decrease this size so it's just a thin line. Click this cursor, highlight it, click here highlight it again, and you can move it. Then add a duplicate node, and you want to change the copies to 18. Now what you want to do is spread them to the timeline. So from the center parameter, spread them so the last keyframe is right here. So this is actually perfect. Now we're gonna need the years, so get a text node and type 2000, and you wanna set the font to regular. Then merge it right here. Put the merge to the viewer and get a transform node, and you wanna position it right here. So there is a bit of a gap. Then just copy paste it, put this merge to the viewer, move it right here and change the text to 2001. Then same thing, change the text to 2002, change the position to right here, then copy paste it again and change it to 2003. And this time, move it here, but from the text node set it to extra bold and then just increase the size. Also move it up so they are on the same line. The 2003 is bold because that's the year the Skype launched. Then just repeat this process but make the year 2011 same as the 2003. Okay, now I'm ready, and the timeline looks like this. There is the years and there is the 2003 and 11, which are way bigger. Take the output of this last merge node and merge it right here. Now I'm gonna move it media out here. And then put this merge to the viewer. And you wanna create a transform node between these two merge nodes. And yeah, just scale it down. Actually, yeah, scale it down pretty much. Something like this. So the vertical line is somewhere around here and the year is somewhere around here. Yeah, okay. Then go to frame 44 and keyframe the center. Then move to frame 100. Now you wanna change the X value so the year 2011 comes to the middle. Then go to the spline, press the zoom to fit button, highlight the curve, press F from your keyboard and then a T so you get the ease in and the ease out. Then make the ease out to 0 and the ease in to something like 70. Okay, that looks pretty good. Then just select this and get a underlay. Then I'm gonna name this timeline and make it lime. We're doing well here, guys. And then there is the last part, which is the laptop and the phones. So just copy this background node from the zoom scene, the first background, and copy paste it right here. Then just merge it to the main pipeline. And it's right here. I'm actually gonna make it more bright. Something like this. Then get a fast noise node and merge it right here. Then from the merge node, you wanna set the apply mode to soft light. And now you probably don't see anything, so we're gonna adjust the settings. So just bump up the detail, contrast somewhere around here, and the brightness. Then the scale, maybe seeth rate a little. So it looks like this. Now we have this nice texture here. Then we're gonna start off with the laptop. So get the laptop image and then you wanna merge it right here. I'm gonna put the merge to the viewer. Then get a transform node here and scale it down. Scale it somewhere around here. And then change the angle so it's rotated like this. Then get a new background node and make it white. And you wanna merge it right here. We're gonna do the screen. Oops. Well, now this is a bit confusing. Yeah, this way. Then connect a polygon mask to the background. and shape it to the screen of the laptop. Just like this. Then increase the soft edge just a little. Now you wanna get the modern day zoom logo and get a transform node. Connect the transform node. And now move this background and the polygon mask right. And connect the transform node to the output of this background node. So it creates this merge node here. Then from the transform node you wanna decrease the size and rotate it so it fits to the screen of the laptop. Like this. There is this animation where it's black and then it kind of turns on. So you wanna create a background node here. So we're gonna use this exact same background node to the other phones. We're not gonna copy paste it, and that's why it may look complicated. So just don't adjust anything. Just connect it to this output so it creates the merge node. And from the merge, set the upper operator to atop. So it covers only the laptop. Now you wanna create this ellipse mask to the merge node and invert it. And you wanna bump up the soft edge like somewhere around here. And now make it as small as possible so there's nothing visible. Then go to frame 200, 269. And you wanna keyframe the width and the height. Then move 6 frames forward so to the frame 275. And now we wanna make it bigger. I'm gonna change the position somewhere around here. So now it has this animation. And go to the spline and just highlight it and press F. Alright. So now we have the laptop here. Then we're gonna move over to the phone. So I have this image of the hand holding the phone. So first create a new background node and set alpha to 0. Then you wanna merge it right here. So it creates this merge node. Okay, then get the image of the hand holding the phone and merge it right here. Then you wanna add a luma care to the image and invert it. Then just let's adjust these settings. Okay. Let's blur it. Yeah, that fixes it. And then increase this. Okay. Then create a new background node and set it to white. And you wanna merge it here. This is gonna be the screen of the phone. And we're gonna merge it behind the phone because then the mask, we don't need to make the mask so precise, so just make it so it covers the inside of the phone. Yeah, something like this, and then activate it. So now there's the white screen. Then get a zoom logo and merge it here. I'm not sure why the merge goes there, but just sort these out. Then add a transform node. Decrease the size. Rotate it like this. Alright. So now there's the zoom logo. Then we're gonna do this exact same thing as we did here. Get the output of the black background node and merge it here. And then get the merge node from there. Like this. And set the operator to atop. And then copy paste this mask. We can't use the same mask because the keyframes are delayed. So select the mask and go to the keyframes tab. Then tick this arrow down and press zoom to fit. Then hold Ctrl and scroll your mouse wheel so it zooms in. Then just highlight these keyframes and move them right by 2 frames. Okay, I forgot to add a transform node here. So add the transform node and there, and then scale it down, position it right here. Go to the last keyframe of the ellipse mask and yeah, actually I bump up the soft edge too. So yeah, now it covers most of the hand. So we don't have to copy paste this. If you're a beginner, this can confuse you a little bit, but we don't need to copy paste it. We just create another transform node and take the output of this merge node and connect it to the input of the transform node. And this is the same thing than copy pasting this and connecting it here, but it's just much cleaner. So then merge the transform node here, move the merge node here, then put this merge in the viewer so we can see this. And now from the transform node we can decrease the size and rotate it like this. So, and then the same process as earlier. Take this background and merge it here. Change the operator to a top. Copy the ellipse mask, connect it here, and then go to the keyframes tab. And move the starting keyframe to the frames 272 or somewhere around there. Then create a third transform node here and connect this merge there. Then merge it to this pipeline. Put this merge to the viewer. And now rotate it like this. Scale it down, of course. Make it little bigger than the other phones. And somewhere around here. Then merge the background node. Same thing, operator to a top. Copy paste the ellipse mask. Connect it to the merge node. Go to the keyframes tab. Go to the frame 274. And move the starting keyframe there. So now we have this animation, which is actually pretty cool. So the node structure should look like this. Then the transition. I didn't bring the overlay in the beginning, so we're using this drop overlay. So same thing as earlier. You come up to the media and set the global in/out, the starting value to 99. So then get a transform node and then click this button. Then you wanna make it bigger and bring it down a little. Actually, get a time speed node here and make the animation slower, I think. Then get a bitmap node, connect the transform node to the input of the bitmap, and connect the bitmap to the merge node. And as earlier, change the channel to luminance. And from the bitmap, you wanna invert it. This is the ink overlay, so make sure this is set to 99. The trim needs to be at 0 and the hold first frame 115. Okay, in this clip I said that you have to keyframe the blend at frame 325. It's the wrong frame, so create the keyframes at frame 225 and 226. Okay, it didn't look nice, so delete the time speed node. Before the laptop phone node structure, add a vignette here. To make it more mysterious, then set the operating mode to advanced. Increase the softness. The size, so this looks cool now. As you can see in the phone structure, we have the fast noise and the merge node. Copy paste them. We're gonna actually use them in the background of the Skype and the Zoom scenes. So first, here is the first nodes ever made. Copy paste the fast noise and the merge. Then just connect the vignette to the yellow input of the merge and connect the merge right here. Then actually bump up the contrast. So this gives a nice texture here. Then same thing here. Before the zoom founder is merged, connect the merge right here. And then the fast noise into it. Add the time speed node here and speed it to about 1.4, and yeah, that should be good. Here is the media out. Get the image plane 3D. Connect the merge to it, into it. Then get a renderer 3D, connect it to the media out. And then finally, camera 3D and merge it to the image plane 3D. Then click here, so you have two window view. Media out is at the right window and the image plane in the left one. Then click the camera node so the camera is visible here. Go to frame 0 and from the camera 3D transform tab, keyframe the Z value. Keyframe the Z value actually and the rotation Z. And you wanna bring the camera as close as possible without it going through the screen. Somewhere around here. And actually keyframe the I value and bring it down a little bit so it starts from the Skype logo. Set the Z value to about 5 or something. Then go to frame 225. Keyframe this again. And now bring the camera away from the screen. Somewhere around here. And set the Z value back to closer to the 0 so we can zoom out more. Alright, and then go to the frame 360. And now zoom it back in. Then go to the camera 3D spline tab. And tick this box and then click zoom to fit. Then highlight this, press F, then press T. So you wanna make the ease out 0 and make the ease in 80. We're not gonna use motion blur because the rendering times are very high. Add a zoom blur after the vignette right here. Go to frame 0, then keyframe the zoom amount and set it to 1. Then move to a frame 100 or somewhere around there. And so then set it to 0. Then add a Gaussian blur and set it to 0. Then when the overlay starts to come in, add a keyframe. Then go something around 10 frames forward and set the Gaussian blur to 0.2. So now there's a little zoom blur. I hope this video was helpful. If so, click on this video to learn how to edit like Moon. See you there.